Greetings everyone, this is Naisha speaking. I will be talking about the role of artificial intelligence in identification of dysmorphism in children. How is our presentation structured? First, we'll look at the introduction. Then, we'll move on to the purpose and hypothesis, followed by the materials and methods. Then, we'll have a short discussion about the results and conclusion, following which we'll look at the future aspirations and have a brief look at the references. So let's move on to the first part of our presentation, which is the introduction. In the title, I mentioned this fancy word called dysmorphism. You must be wondering what this word means. Dysmorphism refers to congenital anomalies, or in simpler words, abnormally shaped body parts. In this baby, we can see some dysmorphic features, such as outer corners of the eyes that point upwards, small ears, a tongue that protrudes out of the mouth, a short neck, and a flattened appearance to the face. How are these dysmorphic features relevant to us? To answer this question, let's have a look at some interesting facts. There are approximately 22,000 genes in the human genome. Out of these, 7,500 are involved in genetic disorders. Now, 30 to 40% of genetic disorders are linked with dysmorphic features. Remember the picture we saw in the last slide? The baby in that picture suffers from a genetic disorder called Down syndrome. Down syndrome also exhibits dysmorphic features. Identifying dysmorphic features plays a significant role in diagnosing genetic disorders in children. However, recognizing dysmorphic features is not as easy as it sounds. Firstly, clinicians require years and years of practice before they can precisely spot dysmorphism. Moreover, subjective variations may come up when identifying these features. However, there is a solution to all of these hurdles, that is, facial recognition applications. One example of a facial recognition application is a Face2 gene application. This app recognizes genetic disorders in children based on dysmorphic features present in them. Let's have an overview of how this app works. First, we have to click a picture of the patient. The app will then isolate the face from the rest of the picture. Following this, it creates landmarks using prominent facial features, and then it calculates the distance between these landmarks. Finally, it will process all of this data to give us a diagnosis of the patient.
Greetings, this is Batul speaking, and I will be carrying you to the end of this presentation. The purpose of this research is to determine the role of artificial intelligence or AI in identification of dysmorphism in children. 23 articles were published in the last 10 years and were collected from various sources including ProQuest, PubMed, Scopus, and Medline using keywords pertaining to our research. These articles were reviewed and then summarized. We will now discuss the results and conclusions of our findings. To begin with, facial recognition systems such as the Face2 gene research application have been shown to be more accurate than human experts in phenotype recognition of genetic disorders. Next, other newer facial recognition systems such as the Facial Dysmorphology Novel Analysis Software or the FDNA were also able to detect X-linked hypohidrotic ectodermal dysplasia or XLHED, and Turner syndrome with high degree of accuracy. Lastly, the application was also able to distinguish amongst different molecular pathogenic variants of Noonan syndrome and Angelman syndrome based on minor differences in facial features. Here, we have a graph showing the accuracy of AI-based applications in identifying genetic disorders. As you can see, the accuracy is highest for Down syndrome, and the least accuracy is seen in the case of Noonan syndrome. The accuracy is more than 70% for 4 out of 5 of these disorders, highlighting the high level of accuracy of this application. These are the strengths and future prospects of using AI as a screening tool for genetic syndromes. AI-based applications are more accurate than clinicians in identifying phenotypic features of genetic syndromes. They can distinguish amongst different molecular pathogenic variants of syndromes based on minor differences in facial features. They can help to individualize genetic testing, resulting in cost savings. They are especially useful in the diagnosis of rare genetic disorders which may be easily missed out by clinicians. In areas where facilities for molecular testing are limited, facial recognition applications may assist in prioritizing a diagnosis so the limited resources are spent wisely. There are a few limitations regarding the studies carried out on a few individual syndromes. Most of the studies have been carried out on certain ethnic populations, undermining the accuracy of the application in other ethnic populations. So far, only one application, which is the face-to-gene application, has been fully developed. More studies are required to further explore the usefulness of these applications. This is our last topic, and it is our future aspirations for this research. Number one, we can do a field research in the UAE hospitals using the face-to-gene application. Second is that we create a better version of the application. The third, we collaborate with AI experts or students to develop an application. And the final is to get approval and funding to go forward in this research. These are our references. Thank you for listening to us and have a nice day.